think they are political prisoners?
560 days later with no trial date in sight, this is political and it's got politics written all over it.
Happy birthday, and I hope you'll be home soon because I miss you so much and love you, my son. Yeah.
I'm retired military. I served my country for 23 years. It says right in our Constitution they will be treated fairly. If you look at the Geneva Convention in war, prisoners are treated better than these guys are being treated right now.
The federal minister of health was about to mandate a booster every 3 months. That was on the table. Those people stopped that.
These guys aren't allowed the basic principles of humanity. In a free country, Alberta is not free right now, and Canada certainly is not free.
Any way that any of us can help bring them some form of happiness and hope, that we should engage in it.
Mocha Bezirgan for Media Bezirgan here outside Medicine Hat Remand Center, where a surprise birthday party is underway for Tony Olienick and Jerry Morin, two of the Coutts 4 men. They're believed to be political prisoners, having been held in remand since February 13, 2022, without any convictions. Their bail was denied, and they are expected to remain behind bars until 2024, until the next trial date. Supporters came all across Alberta to remind the men that they are not forgotten on their birthdays. Let's hear what the supporters and the family members have to say. But before we do that, if you value the content that I bring, please consider donating to support my coverage. I drove all the way from Calgary to cover this. I'm the only media around, and it comes with a heavy burden on me to have editorial independence. If you think that what I do is valuable, please do consider donating at mediabizirgan.com/donate. Thank you.
Yeah, we're just here celebrating Tony's birthday party. He's 41 years old today. This is the second birthday party he's spent in custody and remand since him and the other 3 parties of the Coutts 4 were incarcerated. They're still waiting trial that hasn't been set as far as the date goes. Over 560 days in remand so far without any kind of a hearing whatsoever. So the least we could do is get a bunch of people, a bunch of freedom fighters together, come on down and try to show Tony some support by celebrating his birthday for him. His mom's here, his mom's sisters are here, so whatever we can do to help out, we'll just jump to it and get her done.
It is Jerry's birthday and Tony's birthday, and I know Chris would want me to be here to celebrate with everybody else because you know what, they have to have some hope, right? And this, with Tony looking out the windows, I'm sure it's giving
Was it him looking out the window?
Yes, that's Tony up there waving, yes. Oh. Yeah, and that he's lucky he's got that view from his cell that he can look out here and kind of join in, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I just think it's important that any way that any of us can help bring them some form of happiness and hope, that we should engage in.
I'm Tony's mom, and thank you so much for all the people come here. I appreciate that they come and make my son's birthday party, even if he's not with me here. Happy birthday, and I hope you'll be home soon because I miss you so much and love you, my son. I would like to say happy birthday also to Jerry Morin, too bad that he's not here because it's his birthday today too. So, yeah, happy birthday, Jerry.
Thanks to everybody that keeps coming out to support the 4 men. I know my son and I will be eternally grateful.
I'm retired military, and I served my country for 23 years, and I gave up my freedom for 23 years to serve my country, so I kind of know what it feels like to be locked up in a small room.
Do you think they are political prisoners?
I believe they're political prisoners. I believe Trudeau is holding them to make martyrs out of them. Like, he's trying to make an example of these guys so other people won't raise their hand and say, hey, I'm standing up for freedom.
I think about these men every day. I've attended some of the trials recently in Lethbridge, and what I see there is just gut-wrenching. I don't think that the RCMP are telling the truth at all.
Do you think they are political prisoners?
I do think they're political prisoners. Who on earth gets charged, doesn't have a hearing, and I mean, If they were actually conspiring to kill RCMP, don't you think a sane and sensible court would try to bring that to trial right away? That's a serious allegation. If you had hard evidence, where the heck is it? Why is it taking so long? Because there is none.
Oh, 100% they're political prisoners. This has got political written all over it. Otherwise, they would be due process. There's no due process. They weren't allowed bail. They've been charged. Like I said, they've been in remand for 560 days. Remand isn't as good as far as benefits go being incarcerated. So it's a harsher penalty to be in remand. So 560 days later with no trial date in sight, this is political and it's got politics written all over it.
If they were watching, what would be your message to them?
We love you and we know you're innocent.
Yes.
We're on your side.
Do you think they are being treated as innocent unless proven guilty, or the other way around?
No, they're not being treated as innocent until proven guilty, because they're not even getting decent meals. I heard about Tony here, people have visited him, and he can't even get acidophilus for his stomach. He's got stomach issues and he needs acidophilus. They eat all fast food in there. They don't get served regular meals, and I'm a retired military cook and a nutritionist. It's one of my modalities from being in holistic health at Grant MacEwan, and they're not even eating a decent meal in there. And when they go to the nurse and ask for stuff, the nurse says, "I don't care." Like, to say that to an innocent man who's not even been judged before a judge, that's just uncompassionate, and there's no empathy. And when all of us in the community send letters and phone them about getting it rectified, nothing is done. So that's not fair, and it's not right. And it says right in our Constitution they will be treated fairly. If you look at the Geneva Convention in war, prisoners are treated better than these guys are being treated right now.
You have a message to the world, or maybe to be more precise, to the local politicians?
Stop the jab, for one. I'm vaccine injured myself. Stop the jab. Stop, these guys, I'll say this. When Coutts happened and when Ottawa happened, Jean-Yves Duclos, the federal minister of health, was about to mandate a booster every 3 months. That was on the table. There's evidence now, and of course it's fact-checked all the time, but there's evidence showing in a Switzerland study, out of 777 people, 1 out of 35 who had 3 doses of Moderna have heart damage. Those people stopped that. There's no doubt in my mind that the sacrifice of these men is the reason why I have some modicum of freedom in my country. They're the reason why I didn't flee to Texas. Yeah. It's a crazy thing for Canadian, peace-loving, no, criminal record to say I was going to flee my country in terror of my government. And the compliance via silence of the opposition parties. It's truly shocking what's happening in this country.
Is there anything else in your heart that you would like to let the world know?
Well, what I'd like to let the world know is our judicial system is broken. Our AHS, the Alberta Health System, is absolutely broken. Tony isn't even allowed to get prescription medicines for his intestinal issues. That's insane. One of the other Coutts 4 has a bad tooth. They'll pull the tooth, but they won't do a filling. Are you kidding me? These guys aren't allowed the basic principles of humanity. In a free country, Alberta's not free right now, and Canada certainly is not free. This is political. It's crap. People need to get a hold of their MLAs. They need to get hold of the AHS. They need to inundate those outfits with phone call after phone call after phone call and tell them to smarten up, treat people like people and human beings.
If you think that what I do is valuable, please do consider donating at mediabizirgan.com/donate. Thank you.